The Seawolves of Stony Brook, the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. The Seawolves approach the barren shores of Long Island and make their way to South Brunswick, New Jersey, here at ProSkate Ice Arena, the home of the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. The last time we were here, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights fell to the Profs of Rowan. Yes, I said it right this time. And now they have another creature, which I do not know where it comes from, but now I know where it comes from. The Seawolves of Stony Brook. Number 10 in AAU D3. Both of these teams come from the ECHC. Rutgers ranked number 3, looking to defend that number 3. They fell to Rowan in their last game, so it may be a bit of a kind of we're waiting for the final decisions on rankings, but Stony Brook sits at 10, Rutgers sits at 3, and Stony Brook has had a lot of great games. Now, they have not played these Seawolves. These Seawolves have not played a hockey game since November 23rd. The turkey was not even carved yet the last time these two teams played. Santa had not even thought about showing up. But the Stony Brook Seawolves are here on February 2nd, 2025 to play the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. And these Seawolves, they are ready to fight. 13-4 on the year. They sit at second in that ECHC. Rutgers at first. So basically, if Rutgers is to win tonight, they will take sole possession of the regular season title in the Empire Collegiate Hockey Conference. So all is on the line here in this game. Rutgers, yes, they lost their last game. They had a chance to make a push to be the number 1 team in the entire nation, but they still have a ton to play for. They've got a number 1 title in their conference, and that is what matters for these Scarlet Knights now. Especially they want to look at seeding, they want to look at their chances at nationals. A lot to play for Rutgers, and a big game here at home against Rowan. They suffered their first home loss of the season, 4-2 against those Profs. It was a tough 3-2 against those Profs, a tough one at that. Rowan came in, they were the number 7 team in the nation. Not as great of a scoring team as Rutgers, but Rowan did a great job shutting them down offensively and won that trilogy. Now, the story of tonight, the story of that game, Aaron Rodriguez, it was a tie game. He committed a penalty pushing a player in the back of the head. Rieger had to take the penalty for him, and a 5-on-3 was allowed, and that led to a goal for Rowan that ended up being the game-winning goal. So we'll see again who's in net tonight. We'll see if Rutgers cleans up their penalties. That was the story of yesterday. So you'd imagine it's cleaned up. I'd imagine Rodriguez will get the start, and we expect a big-time game out of him. So it'll be interesting as these Scarlet Knights looking for redemption after a loss, looking to continue their push at the top of AAU. Now, Stony Brook, they're a team that's picked up some big wins. These two teams have met before, and in their last game, they took down Rutgers 1-2. So it was a very close game, not a high-scoring game, and we'll see if we get more of the same when it comes to this one. But Rutgers looking for revenge here at home against the Seawolves of Stony Brook. But we will take a moment, step aside here on Breakout Sports Broadcast. I'm John McCooch, Andrew Sean, my technical director, Dylan Manfrey, my cameraman, and we're here with you on Breakout Sports Broadcasting for the adventure between Rutgers and Stony Brook. But we'll step aside for lineups, anthems, and all that, but don't go anywhere here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. We'll be right back in just a few moments.
And your Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Our home games are proudly presented by Morgan Stanley. And now the starting lineup for Stony Brook. At left wing, number 4, Aiden Housing. At center, number 10, Tyler Edmonds. At right wing, number 74, Stephen Richardson. At defense, number 23, Ben Redmond. Also on defense, number 71, John Rachel. And in goal, number 30, Nick Watson. The Seawolves are coached by Ed Arnella. And now, the starting lineup for your Rutgers Scarlet Knights. On black team is the freshman from Oakland, New Jersey, Tim Down. On right defense, the freshman from Fairmont, New Jersey, Ivan Hanapovic. And left wing, the sophomore from Vernon, Virginia, Gavin Rieger. And right wing, the sophomore from Gatwick, New Jersey, Christian Hoffler. And second, the sophomore from Baton Rouge, New Jersey, Jamie Demery. And in goal, Logan Ryan individual captain. They're also managed by Michael and Sherry. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you are able to remove your caps to honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Nice little jump there, hopscotch.
So the lineups for your Rutgers Scarlet Knights as we welcome you back to this presentation on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Rutgers taking on Stony Brook. Ivan Patapovich, Gavin Rieger, Tim Downs, Jamie Zimmerman, and Christian Hopler, who scored a goal in the last game. He gets on the first line tonight. And in net, Aaron Rodriguez looking to make up for the loss to Rowan. We'll see how he plays today. Has had a great season, has been phenomenal all year long. Looking for win number 10, double-digit wins on the year. And now, the Stony Brook Seawolves approach center ice. Jamie Zimmerman looking to center. And we are off. Number 3 versus number 10, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights and the Stony Brook Seawolves. And that will go down as an icing to start things off. So that expires only 6 seconds, and I get to say the starting lineups. Thank you. Aiden Hallisey will start for Stony Brook with Tyler Edmonds, John Bracchia, Brent Birdie, Stephen Richardson, and in net, Nick Guadagno will start for the Stony Brook Seawolves. Edmonds, who approaches to center with Zimmerman, is having a great year, a phenomenal year for these Seawolves of Stony Brook as Rieger looks to work with Hopler. A ton of speed on this first line, and that is what happens when you have a ton of speed. You go offside to start things off as we get to hear Shipping Up to Boston yet again. Surprised they stayed on the song for so long, but I'm not complaining at all as an Irishman. Face-off will be near the bench of Stony Brook. As we will drop kick Murphy's this puck with 19:45. Working in the neutral zone. They'll dump this down the other way. Acuna chasing this, but Hallisey's there for it. And now behind the net, looking for an early chance. Rodriguez gets on it, and he'll cover up. And a big first save early in this one. Stony Brook putting some pressure on, and a quick platoon swap for these squads. Quick shifts, but an active one. And we'll get a platoon swap. Face-off goes the way of Rutgers, and Rutgers trying to work with speed. Egan will just flick this down the other way. And almost had a big-time steal of possession behind the net. Poked out as this one sits in the neutral zone. Big-time body in the middle. Egan with it. Just sends it over towards Guadagno. And Stony Brook had a chance there, but they just could not connect, but it goes within a way in their own defensive zone. So again, to remind you, this is a huge matchup for Rutgers in this ECHC duel. Rutgers looking to take sole control and win the Empire Collegiate Hockey Conference with a win tonight. They will be conference champions as Pankey winds in. Guadagno has to get on it. It's cleared back away again. And we've got a camera issue, so we apologize for any technical difficulties we may have with the camera. Maybe a wire issue if you want to plug it back in. So I'll go radio for this one as we take a look at Tim Downs now back with the left corner right next to Rodriguez is right at the cage. Patapovic holds on to it. Arredondo with it. Tim Downs still in the defensive zone. They cross into neutral zone, taken back away. Now it's at center ice, crossing the left point now, looking, takes a shot. It goes off of the padding, back to his left. As the puck floats, now Patapovic has it. Circle, gets poked a bit. Sent over across the ice, kept onside. And now we're back, so we thank you for sticking with us through technical difficulties. Shout out to wires. They're finicky sometimes. I apologize. Not my fault. With Lynn. And now it's center ice, crossing the point. And it'll be squeezed by Rodriguez, as I'm sure you maybe hear the conversation of what just happened about the camera. I don't know what happened. Maybe a wire. I think somebody stepped on a wire. Andrew Shaw and Dylan Manfrey, good job making quick work on that fix. And so you can see the game. I've had to do radio a few times this season. It's fun, but not for you. It's mainly only fun for me. So I'm glad we got our camera back. Hopefully everything stays online. As this sits into the corner, they work online with Arredondo. Now behind that one with Dankowski. Dankowski with Angris. Trying to work this away with Latham. Almost handed down. Burdett couldn't get that initially, but gets it now. Faces some defensive pressure. Look with Weinman. And just can't connect on that pass. Dankowski with Arredondo now. Arredondo looking to establish himself. And delivered a big body as well. Dankowski with it. Now it sits in the right corner. Flick back up, and that'll be gloved back up by Guadagno. 16:46 in period number 1. 3-3 is your shot total. In terms of keeping this tied up, as the faceoff will go to the left of Guadagno. On the right side now, near the Stony Brook bench. Acuna has to take a big hit, but keeps the puck away and in a way. We'll send this all the way down the ice. At least across. Gianco, Michael Gianco lofts this, and Gianco had a lot of physical moments in that game against Rowan. Looking to be that enforcer again tonight for a team not only needs a win for their standings and for their pride after losing a game, but they also are looking for it, again, to win a conference. Win a conference title would be huge. Shot goes too high of Rodriguez. And Gianco will weave through and send it down over towards Guadagno, who sticks it away to his right as they sit near the bench of Stony Brook. And Zimmerman, who comes right back onto the ice, is able to get a play on the puck, and he'll dump this into the corner. Zimmerman still chasing this one. It's to the back right of Guadagno, as Richardson will be patient and waits, but he gets it taken away. Was patient initially, but got pressured, finding Hoppler, and Hoppler again scored a big goal in the last game as that goes out of play. Scored a big goal in the last game. Just took it himself and found a way. And in the absence of David Vaisberg, it looks like he is also not playing again tonight. They're also down Michael Pantry. And it took them a while to figure out life without Vaisberg, find their offense without him. He's a big piece. He's their third leading scorer. But Hoppler has shown a ton of that speed that they need on this team. But obviously Zimmerman, the big-time goal scorer with 23 on the year. And they'll look for a big night from him. They're looking for that duo of Jamie Zimmerman and Gavin Rieger to step up in a game against a very good Stony Brook team. Top 10 in the nation. Patapovic works it back around him, just too far of Zimmerman, but held on to by Hoppler. And that one just gets sent down for the blue line by Micheni. Rieger holds on to it, sends it across the ice. Hoppler, and Hoppler looking to work at some open ice and creating space, crossing the blue line. Hoppler high slot, gets pressure now with Rieger, sends a shot, and it's just off the pads. Big time save. Now chance out in front. Again, couldn't get enough on it. Almost a goal. The cage was open, but just not enough. Couldn't get the puck cleanly on the stick. But now it's poked back out in front. Now Stony Brook looking to counter. They might need one here. Can't get it just yet. Still have possession. Chance out. Stolen away by Zimmerman. He got right out in front of it with the interception. Hopler has it. The big three out here, but good defensive work from Stony Brook and the Seawolves to clear that away. But now it's taken back. It goes over with Zimmerman with a shot. It's off of Guadagno. Big time save. He was all alone. And that was a huge chance for Rutgers early as they lead the shot total 6-4 with just about 14 minutes left in the first period with Rieger now. And Rieger works a lot on this side, but that will be turned over. Goes right to Skylar Lynn. Now with Lynn, couldn't hold on to that one. Center ice play now. Mrotek, who also had one of the goals, one of the 2 goals, had a big redemption story in the last game. Shot sent in, forced on the big body. Chances up, no on the rebound. As Wright looks forward, it goes in his legs. Pankey sends a shot. Guadagno's out in front of it. And it went off of bodies as well. Zimmerman fell down, and Stony Brook clearing it again. Just unable to clear it completely. There's now a scrum for it. 2 players fall down. The puck just floats for a minute. And it goes off of some legs in front of Guadagno. No one can get to it. Big time dive from the Seawolves. And the Seawolves still hustle. Crossing the point with Kittigrad. Kittigrad makes a pass across. Back in front. No. Just wide. And a bit too fast there on that play. Looked like Bracchio was there. Egan fighting for this puck, and this one gets dumped down. And Rodriguez comes out with the stick, and Pankey with it over in the corner, and a big blast right there as well. As we get an icing with no cake here with 12:42, 9-4, the shot total. Rutgers leads it by 5 in this 0-0 hockey game here at ProSkate Ice Arena in South Brunswick, New Jersey. Against Stony Brook coming in, number 10 of the nation, Rutgers number 3. We'll see what the polls say after this weekend, but for Stony Brook, they have had a phenomenal season to hold on to this number 10 spot. They've beaten some great teams. They've beaten Columbia earlier in the year. And if you don't know about Columbia, well, they've got a guy with 93 points on the season in just 14 games. He just broke the single-season record in AAU D3. Brandon Avazov, a star. Not in the making. He's just a star now. But Columbia has a phenomenal player. A lot of the great scoring efforts that we've seen a lot this season from other squads and for Rutgers, included with Zimmerman and Rieger, very overshadowed by the what will soon be a 100-point season from Brandon Avazov. But obviously all that matters is wins and losses at the end of the day. So we'll see what happens in Nationals as both of these teams looking to get in there. And a chance out in front of Rodriguez slides out in front of it. Big save from Aaron Rodriguez as we get a stoppage. Rodriguez allows just over 2.5 goals a game, and that is pretty good. And it's because of saves like that that this Rutgers team has been able to take down some of the best teams in the nation. We'll get a penalty, though, after that play. See exactly what the call is. It looks like it will be a penalty on the Scarlet Knights. And yes, Stony Brook goes on the power play. Not a very strong power play team, these Stony Brook Seawolves. They're at about 0.8 power play goals a game. It's not something they're known for. Rutgers a lot better at it than Stony Brook. And the penalty kill for Rutgers allows just 0.7 a game. So we'll see how effective this Stony Brook power play is. At least at home. And Rutgers only one home loss on the season. That one coming against Rowan just last night. At the top, just lost. And Bracchia's got to bring it back into the neutral zone. Already 30 seconds killed on this penalty. As Rutgers looking to defend their netminder. Hallacy gets broken into the corner. Patapovich putting the pressure on. Outside the circle. Sorkin Right behind with Hallisey. Hallisey looking for Sorkin. Still has it, though. Not the cleanest play in the world, but it's back in front. Rodriguez has to take it on his pads. Hallisey with a shot. Got in front of it again, Rodriguez. At the top, Brachia. Back over with Sorkin. Sorkin gets it back to him. At the top, there's a shot at Rodriguez. We'll hold on. 49 seconds on the penalty. We saw against Rowan, it was a chippy performance. There ain't no love in ProSkate Ice Arena in South Brunswick, New Jersey. But we haven't seen a lot of that today. We haven't seen the same pushing and shoving that we saw from Rutgers against Rowan. We'll see how much that changes. It's only 10:45 left in the first. We haven't even played 10 minutes of hockey yet, but it's always something to look out for, especially in a game like this where both teams really looking for it. As we get a hand pass. Again, Stony Brook looking to stay alive in terms of being able to win the ECHC. Rutgers can clinch tonight. So again, a lot to play for as we get down late into the year. Here in the month of February, that's where things really get heated up, and it's the best time of the year, these games late into the season. Everyone's got their legs under them. Everyone's been locked in. We're kind of back from winter break. Everyone's got a lot to play for. That goes off of the pads. Martin makes a pass and can't connect. Behind the net again. Work back with Martin at the point. Martin over towards the circle. And the slapper again might have gone off a body, but it ends up wide. At the point with Richardson. Richardson crossed by the Rutgers bench. Back in front. Can't get the shot off. It goes sky high. And Stony Brook has to reset again. The penalty expires as well, so Rutgers gets the man back in perfect timing to send it into the neutral zone. Richardson. Back behind. Gerstein. Gerstein with it at the point. Just winding through and weaving. Gerstein, one of the stars for this team. Leading goal scorer for the Stony Brook Seawolves. 13 of them on the year. 7 assists as well. Dankowski will collect. In a way, trying to find Zimmerman, looks like at the point with Rieger, so the top line back on. Some of these guys, and just wide of Zimmerman, that pass, and Rutgers has to reset. That would have been a great look for the electric goal scorer for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, as that one gets taken away. Daly, I think we saw him in the last game. Stony Brook has to get back on side. A bit of miscommunication there as well, but Zimmerman will just collect that. With 8:41, neither team, a lot of shots as Zimmerman winds through, sends one, it goes out of play. A lot of shots, 11-10 is the total Rutgers leads, but not a lot of clean chances, I'd say. Not a lot of big-time saves, just clean hockey, a lot of pad saves. Rodriguez made a big one earlier, but we've had a kind of slow-moving but tough game. Not as much physicality, though, as we saw from Rutgers against Rowan. Neither team really demanding it so far. But that stuff usually starts to show up when things get a bit dicier. Again, this is a 1-2 hockey game. Last time these two teams played earlier this season, back on October 18th. And I mean, October 18th feels like forever ago to some of these guys and also us up here. It's a long season, but it's starting to get to its conclusion here. Arredondo back at the neutral zone, trying to find somewhere to go. Patapovic with it at center ice. It's over towards Downs, who got the start today. He'll just dump it in. Tried to force a face-off, but they'll have to chase this. Out in front again and couldn't find a stick as Arredondo. For Patapovic. Patapovic sends it in front. Angris couldn't finish the job. Good collection from the defense as it gets back to Patapovic, and they have worked a lot with Patapovic in the absence of Vaisberg. He's taken a lot of control of the puck in that back line of the defense. Hogan trying to keep things on. Does for a moment, but it ends up back in the neutral zone as Downs with it, with Arredondo. They get back on side. They work at the circle. Arredondo sends a shot, goes too high, and over the crossbar. Downs fighting to keep this on. He's successful. Angris just too far of Arredondo. Now with 7 minutes left to go in the first period. Angris sends a slapper almost off the skate of Hogan. And Stony Brook will get it back. With Burdett. Burdett almost sent it out of play. Downs trying to get somewhere to go. There was a big hit from Mancini and Egan. Sit by the benches. Morotek. Morotek will bring it right back around. Yeah, Morotek, he had a great story yesterday. He missed a shot at the end of a period. And he had Zimmerman to his right as well, but he missed a shot. He had it just wide. He very frustrated at the end of the period. He saw him slam his stick on the ground. And early in the following period, he came right back and took a puck himself, handed it down to himself, and went and scored a goal one-on-one with the goaltender. It was just a great moment. Fortunately, Rutgers wasn't able to get a win out of that moment, as Rowan found a way to win that one. And Rutgers had a big-time chance at the end of regulation as well. They had a power play with about 2:23 left to go. They got one, and they waited a long time to pull Rodriguez to get the extra man. And again, a lot of time to do so. Weren't able to get it done. Weren't able to make that decision. As now Rutgers will go back the other way, crossing the blue line, dumps it in. Egan will make a change, and he'll come off. Goldstein will come on. Just over 5 minutes left to go in the first period. No goals for either side. 0-0 it remains. Now Inouye. Couple new Scarlet Knights on. Inouye sends it. It gets poked away. Gianco now with Goldstein. Works it into the circle and just works it around himself. He's right chasing this puck. Thinking about lofting that pass, but didn't do so to Gerstein, who might have had a chance to break away, as that one just goes too far, that pass, to Daniel Sorkin. Stony Brook has played a lot of close games this year. Their goal differential only 19 on the year, and Rutgers much larger of a goal differential this season. So for Stony Brook, yes, they're ranked number 10. Yes, they've won a lot of games, but they haven't dominated a lot of their matchups, and that's something to watch out for. A lot of the times you see those teams and they end up kind of getting to the end of the year. They run into an offensive juggernaut, as that one is saved down from Guadagno. They run into a team that, like Rutgers, who's supposed to be an offensive juggernaut, they score about 6.5 goals a game, and the goal scoring starts to stop. It starts to wither away. Right, that's what it's been doing, but a lot of the teams like Stony Brook, in those situations, they can see a lot of goals happen. We haven't seen it yet, but still a lot of hockey left to go. Right. And has to get covered up again by Guadagno. With exactly 4:30, Rutgers leads a shot total 16-11. Zimmerman will center this one to the left of the netminder. Rieger with it. Again, the top line offensively, top center line back on for the Scarlet Knights is Zimmerman with it. And he gets his puck taken away, and they'll dump it back. Rutgers will corral, but they'll take the icing. With 4:12, puck gets iced. We'll get a face-off back again in that same area. So kind of looking back to that overtime game, 2-1, Brandon Gerstein was the man who got the job done for the Seawolves. It was late in overtime, and it was a huge win for Stony Brook. His player goes into the boards there. Hoppler with it. Again, it was a tough battle, and this game shaping up to be a close one as well with the way this is going. But that chance just goes wide off the pads. Go out as a save for Guadagno. Brachia takes a body from Hoppler into the boards in the corner. Tough one. And now another piece of chippiness and pushing as Hoppler. And every reaction, every force has an equal and opposite reaction, and that's exactly what Christian Hoppler had to deal with there. As Zimmerman, the leading goal scorer, takes it himself on the circle to the netminder's left, flicks it back in, and that one is saved by Guadagno. Rutgers has had their chances as Weinman trying to find his teammate, can't do so. That was Lynn. Patapovich, though, crossing the blue line, working this in. Just over 3 left to go. As this is a scrum forward in the corner, but Zimmerman there as well for the Scarlet Knights, under 3 minutes now. And players just sitting there waiting for any action to happen. We haven't had a ton of action today. And they'll blow the whistle now. .247 remain in period number 1. Just want to prelude to something. We got an interesting situation today. We have another Rutgers game tonight. We've got the D1 game tonight. However, it is on the rink across from us. So if there is any delay in the broadcast setup, we will let you know, and we apologize for any potential broadcast setup. That game is supposed to start at 7:45. So we'll see. And there will be a penalty as well. So Stony Brook took a penalty there. 2 minutes for roughing on that one. So 2 minutes for roughing. Is Inouye, works it up top with Downs. Hogan with it. Now back to Downs at the point. He's got Inouye to his right. He opts for the other direction. Back with Hogan. Hogan looking outside the circle. Sends a shot. It's saved on the glove of Guadagno. Inouye at the point. Pankey. Over towards Downs. Downs and the slapper goes off the crossbar. Oh my goodness. Just off the crossbar. And Rutgers has been knocking on the door. They have not been able to break it wide open just yet. Hoppler, a player who can do that. Just lifts it to Inouye. Back with Hoppler now, trying to make a move. Couldn't get past him. Now Stony Brook will just opt for the line change instead as they continue to kill this penalty with 56 seconds left on it. Pankey has Hogan up top. Tries to find Inouye at the point, but he gets it taken away. Inouye keeps it on, I believe, but no, they'll just opt for the dump. Was not onside. Rodriguez puts it on his stick as Patapovich will hold on with 38 seconds left of the penalty kill. A minute 22 left as the sound system starts to work randomly for some reason. That'll happen. Rieger with it at center ice. Diving down, trying to take this away, and he does so. They stay on side. What a great effort. Doesn't lead to offense, but that's how you kill a penalty. Still 17 seconds left on it, though. Diving down. Just break it back into the other zone. Mrotek. And this one gets sent down the ice with 51 seconds left, 5 seconds left on the penalty. So this will bring them back to even strength. And Stony Brook back with 5-on-5. Lofted down. Almost dangerous. Almost an own goal from Richardson. And that gets sent into the bench with 36 seconds left. Almost an own goal. Got lifted up by a Scarlet Knight, and Richardson trying to just control it. Almost sent it into his own net. Luckily for the Seawolves, it was just a bit wide. But that would have been an interesting way to start the scoring output, but nothing just yet. Still 0-0. Here from ProSkate Ice Arena in South Brunswick, New Jersey on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. I'm John McCooch here with you. As we approach the intermission here in the first period, Patapovich trying to get it down at the point. Goldstein gets that puck removed. Stony Brook lofted just over. No chance there. Just too far for any chance at it, at least. Was still a good piece of defensive work. And now they've got to go. Here comes Gianco. Got a chance. There's a shot just up top. Has Cherney with him, and the net gets dislodged with 0.6 seconds left to go. You might as well have just let it run. However, there have been goals scored with much less time in the NHL. There's been game winners with I believe, about this much left. You just win a face-off real quick, send a slapper, hope the game clock operator takes his sweet time hitting the button. It's happened before, but I don't think it'll happen here. And it doesn't. And it remains 0-0 at the end of one. Here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting, 20 shots to 11. Rutgers leads this thing. 20 shots, though, no goals. Big save from Rodriguez earlier in the period. And not much to really show for either team. We'll call this a wash. 20 minutes of play have gone by. 40 minutes remain in this game. We'll be right back here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Do not go anywhere. Number 3 versus number 10. Hello and welcome back to Breakout Sports Broadcasting. I'm John McCutcheon alongside you for the adventure between the Rutgers Scarlet Knights and the Stony Brook Seawolves. Still 0-0 at the end of one. We're about to begin period number 2 here on BSB. And when I was looking back at this game and this series between these two teams, they played a game earlier last year, and I kind of forgot that I called that game. It was a 7-4 game. Rutgers won that one to get back to 500. They took down a great Stony Brook team that was 12-3-1 at the time, and it really came in that third period. It was knotted after 2, and then Rutgers went on and stormed back with 3 goals in the third period. Gavin Rieger ended up getting a hat trick of that one. Aaron Rodriguez also started that game for the Scarlet Knights. Rutgers also had 15 shots in each period, exactly 15 shots in each period. That won't happen again today because they've already got 20. But we will see if Rutgers can match a big-time shot total. They had 20 shots in period number 1. Again, 7 goals came from the Scarlet Knights last year. Much different team. Shots were 45-44 in that game. Technically last year, I guess, if you want to call it that. This season, though, 2-1, Stony Brook defeated Rutgers, and that shot total was only 46-27. So we look at the shot totals, and I know, my stream engineer Andrew was saying, wow, the shot totals, that's impressive. And sure, getting a lot of shots on net, it's great, it's awesome. But we've seen a lot of the time where in games, not all the time is a team with the most shots going to win the game. It's a team that can take the best shots. Rutgers has been forced to kind of crash the net in the absence of David Weisberg, having that large player who can go in and attack the net and crash the net. It's been a big piece to lose for the Scarlet Knights and their offense, and they've been trying to learn to live life without him. That's kind of what I've been saying the theme here has been. They're also down Michael Pantry, one of the captain, veteran, everything on this team. So they're down 2 big pieces and trying to figure out how to play that kind of offense, and you see that crashing the net, taking a lot of shots. It might not be the best shots. Stony Brook also, they took down New Haven in their last game. They also lost the shot total battle, but they still won the war, and that being the game. And we're back here at ProSkate Ice Arena in South Brunswick, New Jersey for this presentation by Breakout Sports Broadcasting. I'm John McCutcheon here with you for this one. Rutgers 0-0. Back in the neutral zone. And Acuna has to chase this as Stony Brook applies the pressure early. Back behind the net. As this hits in the corner, Rutgers again. They took 20 shots, didn't get anything out of it. We look at that as a wash. 19:28 left. There's a shot. It gets taken on the other end by Rieger. So Rieger has had plenty of success against Stony Brook. We saw him again, got a hat trick in last season's game against this same team. Netminder was Gene Castro in that one, who we saw in the JPL, but we don't see him tonight, not on this team anymore. Hoppler has to work back around. Great move from Christian Hoppler. Hoppler looking, sends a pass, and they score! Christian Hoppler with a great feed to the star. Jamie Zimmerman with his 24th of the year. 1-0 Scarlet Knights, and we have action at ProSkate. A phenomenal pass from Christian Hoppler, who had to weave in. Just great work. Hoppler's 10th assist of the year. Absolute dynamite on that play from this team. And the story of Christian Hoppler continues. The absence of David Weisberg, someone on this line had to step up. Questions was going to be, was it going to be Christian Hoppler, Kai Inouye, Dominic Pankey? Who was going to step up as that goal scorer, as that producer of offense when you need it? And it has been Mr. Hoppler for this team. Martin back down. That one's wide. Patapovic on his stick. Mancini out with Downs. Tim Downs. Patapovic behind the net. Patapovic has to weave through. Patapovic past the blue line. Patapovic had his shot poked down. The big fella working back in. Now Pankey sends a backhander and they score again! The Scarlet Knights strike again! 2-0 Scarlet Knights. And Dominic Pankey with his 10th of the year. So after a dormant first period, the Rutgers offense has started to show out. The first couple minutes, Guadagno frustrated with his defensive situation. Net's dislodged as well, so he may also think, hey, that should not have counted. He's saying the net's dislodged. Saying, so how does that goal count if the net was not on its rearings? And he's still talking to the officials about it back the other way. Goal still on the board as well, though. So Dominic Pankey, he will get a goal for the Scarlet Knights. Right after the Zimmerman goal, and now that's out in front. And they score, so Stony Brook responds right back before I can even look back up. What a game. My goodness. Seconds later. I guess puck don't lie if you're Nick Guadagno, because he thinks that last goal shouldn't have counted, so that's a wash. Still a one-goal game. 2-1 is your score. The Stony Brook Seawolves come right back seconds later and score a goal. I was looking down at my sheet to see the point totals, and they went back and scored. Hogan now a chance out in front, almost another scoring chance, as Hogan has to work this back behind the net. Go down as an unassisted goal. Nicholas Barker trying to find somewhere to go. He dumps his back down. Sits in the corner. Physicality occurring. Over with Rodriguez. Rodriguez puts it back on his pads. And Dankowski will try to find Angris, but it's back with Brachia. Flick back up. Rutgers. So after scoring, they give up a goal. They try to make things work. That's Michael Rocco putting that one in. Rocco, we saw him at the JPL as well. Believe he was playing for old Mr. Lemon Sticklax, but I could be wrong. We've seen him just this past summer. So what a sequence of events. After a first period that, I'm sure every period of hockey is fun, but that one might have been a bit less of fun than what we've seen here in the second. That first period is always about feeling each other out, trying to figure out how we're going to play today. And now that's back in front of Rodriguez. Players get pushed down. Chance over, and Rodriguez slides out in front of it. Arredondo has to get rid of it. Hogan trying to do the same. Weinman back at the point now. There's a shot. Rodriguez off his pads. Brachia almost kicked in. Would have counted. Weinman still stuffing on the pads of Rodriguez. And he gets down. And you cannot touch the netminder. You cannot touch the netminder. Rutgers coming in to defend, and we've got pushing and shoving. We've got tackling. We've got a brawl. Is this the UFC? No, this is hockey. And the players are separated, and we're all good to go. And we will see what kind of calls we get. I'm sure that that will lead to some kind of penalty. It looks like Angris is already knowing what's about to happen. So waiting on any official calls. It's a lot to figure out in those situations. Gives us some time to take a moment. Again, waiting for official calls here. So Daniel Wright goes into the box. And wondering if they'll just go coincidentals, or do they feel Rutgers or the offenders? No, they'll go what appears to be coincidental penalties. So Daniel Wright goes into the box for Rutgers. We get a break in the action here. Still trying to figure out exactly the penalty situation, the numbers of the players, and all that great stuff. Against Stony Brook, they have not played in a while, so that penalty will go on Weinman. It says 5 minutes. Usually they have to change it, but Stony Brook took on New Haven.
Cavs lost by 43.
Won that 3-2.
Or no, I'm sorry, the Mavericks.
And they'll actually go 5-minute, it seems, on each of these penalties. Neither player is ejected. Or maybe they are. So Wright leaving the ice. Daniel Wright has been ejected from the game. And I'd imagine they'd also say that Ryan Weinman has been ejected from the game. So we have 2 ejections in this hockey game. Ryan Weinman ejected from the game along with Daniel Wright after that brawl. So there'll be 5-minute penalties. And both players are ejected. See you later. And this could lead to the best kind of hockey. And that's 4-on-4 hockey, and that's exactly what we'll get. So we will have 5 minutes of space and pace here in this one. Penalties assessed to both teams. Both players ejected from the contest. That being Daniel Wright and Ryan Weinman. 2 players with very high numbers both get involved and get ejected. So 4-on-4 hockey. And we'll see who takes advantage of the space. Crossing into the blue line as that goes maybe off of the post a little bit. Across the blue line. Stick is down as well. It's picked back up. Player's got 2 sticks. Rodriguez lost his stick. Now trying to get that Rieger out in front. Rieger just too far to make a breakaway chance, but he still got the puck in the offensive zone. Now lost sits behind Rodriguez. Almost taken away by Zimmerman. Rieger lays a body. Martin working. Now that crosses the blue line with Richardson. Sends a big-time shot. Martin on the rebound chance. It goes in front, and that one causes the net to get dislodged. There was a body of a Seawolf out in front. It would have been a goal had that player not been there. But alas, he was, and the net's dislodged with 15:29 to go in period number 2. 4:06 left in 4-on-4. So neither team getting a disadvantage besides the ejection of their players. Again, 2 big enforcers now going. I mean, that's a lot of time to sit in the locker room. I wonder what they'll be up to. Don't think they can watch the game from the stands either. They got to wait in the locker room after being ejected. Bracchia dumps this in and chases it himself as well. Bracchia with a good move. He gets sent down, and that will be a penalty. So we will get 4-on-3 hockey after the penalty. Looks like it'll be on Stony Brook. Can't tell exactly who yet. And it appears to be Andrew Macheny. So Andrew Macheny commits a penalty. So we'll get 2 minutes out of the 3:40 left of 4-on-4. We'll get 4-on-3. Stony Brook down a man. 4-on-3, my second favorite kind of hockey. It's phenomenal. Again, the ice just continues to open up here in this game after appears to be 5-minute coincidental majors that led to ejections. Rodriguez pokes us forward. Patapovich has it now. And again, Rutgers has a ton of space to work with in this situation. Patapovich winding, looking for someone. Had Hoppler, but not enough space for him. Back with Tim Downs. Downs looking for Patapovich, and he's got it now with the point. Patapovich back with Downs. Downs high slot, sends a ripper. No, just wide. And Stony Brook trying to work back the other way as Tim Downs lays a big body. Hoppler working with it in the neutral zone. That's who you want with the puck in this kind of space and pace situation. Christian Hoppler, backhand, chance, just in front, just sat on the line for a moment, but ended up wide. Downs looking, trying to get that across. It went off some skates. Downs, he's got Hoppler back behind him, and now we might have a breakaway opportunity. Stony Brook working down, player falls down. He's not tripped. That's just great, great work. And now Rutgers trying to go back the other way. Patapovich has Pankey. Patapovich sends a shot. It's wide again. Pankey, who scored that first goal. Pankey sends another one off the pads. Pankey scored the second goal. Now Brotek. Brotek with a shot. No chance inside for Pankey. Gets it back, though. So still a power play with 29 seconds left for the Scarlet Knights in this 4-on-3. Patapovich has it at the top. Looking. Sends it over to Mrotek. Mrotek winding again, just outside the circle. Works it back, high slot. Now the other side with Zimmerman. Patapovic just too far from him. And a line change coming on. And space for Zimmerman. Jamie Zimmerman couldn't get past Martin. This one sits behind as it lays on the boards, and the penalty expires here with 13 minutes left in period number 2. Patapovic holds on to it. There's Patapovic crossing the blue line now. Patapovic working through, and this just goes too far. Zimmerman trying to get back around. Mrotek, and neither player can get the stick on it. Owen Hogan, with it in his own end. That one lost. Edmonds has it, backhand chance, big save from Rodriguez. Aaron Rodriguez, a dangerous situation. Tyler Edmonds, the leading point scorer for this one. He's got 21 of them on assists, but still 10 goals on the year. One of the better players for this squad, and their point leader, their offensive leader. So a minute 8 left of 4-on-4. That'll get us to around the 11-minute mark. 11:20-ish. New line on, Kyan away. Rutgers gets their changes. Arredondo back on with Acuna. Egan in this 4-on-4. At the point now, Stony Brook works it to the circle. Great work from Acuna. Acuna's been a menace on defense in these past 2 games. Cam Egan. This one sits near the boards. Martin has it for Stony Brook, and he'll just dump it away. Cam Egan chases this down, and that'll be an icing with no kick. 30 seconds left in the 4-on-4 with 11:53. So it'll go down to 11:23 after this 4-on-4, and we'll get 5-on-5 after that, barring any random penalties. 27 shots to 21. Rutgers still leads. Face-off will go to the left of Guadagno. Centered, great face-off win for Rutgers. It sits at the point. Dumped down to Egan. Egan can't get in front of it. Arredondo back over Acuna. Acuna sends it down. That puck gets away from Guadagno. He made a save, though. Got away from it for a moment. Arredondo steals this away. Arredondo crossing the blue line. He's got a high slot. It's a shot. It's just into the breadbasket, but pumped down by the netminder Guadagno. Keeps it in play. Arredondo working behind the net. Looking at the point, sits at the circle, trying to look inside. Had Acuna for a moment. Egan's got it now. Egan looking. Got a even strength now for both of these teams. Inouye sends it over towards Egan. Egan looking. Sends it behind the net. Arredondo back with Egan. Egan sends a shot. It goes sky high. Off of Guadagno. Kittigrad. Brett Kittigrad sends it in front. Rodriguez gets out in front of it. Aaron Rodriguez, a big-time save with under 11 minutes to go. Arredondo. Macheny just dumps this. Forces Rutgers to reset now with 10:47. Again, 2-1 hockey game here in this. 2 players have been ejected. Ryan Weinman for Stony Brook and Daniel Wright for Rutgers have both been ejected. That's why we had 4-on-4 earlier. We don't have it anymore, though, as that has now expired. Off of the boardings now, as Inouye bounces it off the same place at the boardings again. Cherney on for the Scarlet Knights. Smythe. That one goes wide, but it goes on the stick. Dankowski has to follow this puck all the way down. Dankowski as we approach under 10 minutes left to go in this game. This period, excuse me. AJ Angris looking. Try to change this into the circle. He takes a big hit, though, into the boards. Dankowski for the Scarlet Knights. Angris looking. Brett Kittigrad has to get on this one, and he does. We saw the Kittigrads in the JPL, I believe. Daly looking. That goes off of the padding and will go out of play. Nick Guadagno. 9:34 left in the first. The second half of the second period. 32-22, a 10-shot on goal advantage for the Scarlet Knights. And a very good showing of a crowd here from ProSkate Ice Arena in South Brunswick, New Jersey, as the Scarlet Knight faithful hoping to watch their team as that goes out in front. Might be stuffed back in. They'll say the net gets dislodged. And Guadagno gets the wish he had on the earlier goal. So net dislodged with 9:27 left in the second. So no goal for Rutgers, and it stays 2-1. Again, fans hoping to watch Rutgers clinch the Empire Collegiate Hockey Conference. With a win today, they would do so. If they could take down Stony Brook, they're still a good ways away from getting that job done. Rotek with it outside. Makes a spin by the circle. Makes another great move. Rotek dangling and dangling. Hogan has it now. And a scrum for this one. Hogan still working, trying to find a way to get it back to the point. Can't do so. Now Richardson has Hallisey with him, but that's just too slow. And easily worked back up as that goes out of play. And thank goodness for netting. That was heading right to my face. Would have had a souvenir. Good thing I got a face for radio. 9:02 left in period number 2. 34 shots to 22. Rutgers still leading it. Steven Richardson. Is that Lady Gaga on the soundtrack? I approve. Very much so. Hogan trying to cross that blue line. It just goes off of Guadagno. Has to step up and get it. Brachia. Now with the captain Edmonds. Cross ice pass to Richardson. Richardson working in the circle, sends a shot just too high. It might have gotten tipped. It looked like it did. Brachia trying to find Edmonds again. He does. Edmonds working behind now. Gets his pocket picked. But Stony Brook has it again. Sends a shot. That one's just wide. Trying to stuff this on Rodriguez. And Rodriguez able to get on it. And Rodriguez makes another stop. His 24th save of the night. 8:24 left in period number 2. 2-1 is your score. And while the potential winner of the Empire Collegiate Hockey Conference is huge news, there was even bigger news last night. As I was looking over notes from this game, I got a shocker on my phone. As the biggest trade in NBA history happened, and I have to bring it up eventually. But Martin back in front. Latham looking, sends that one. Rodriguez is able to clean it up. And now there, Rieger looking. Rieger at the point. That one gets poked up. Hoppler's going to hand that down. Almost handed that into the net, it looked like maybe. Now back at the top. Patapovic sends a shot. That one's wide. Rieger trying to find it. That one covered up, but it gets loose of that glove. Rieger back again with it in the circle. Outside the circle. Now by Hoppler, just goes wide of that potential chance. Downs has to dump. Hoppler was looking, but he just delivered a body. Rieger back behind the net. Back with Martin now as Martin makes it over. Now Downs has it. Downs sends it over. Bounces it off the corner. Hoppler trying to feed this as the Scarlet Knights work this puck back around. Rieger has it. Gets past 2 defenders. Gavin Rieger. Gavin looking. Back with Downs. Downs makes a pass to his right. Patapovic can't make that move. Hoppler back now. That's a save from Guadagno. Now out of his cage. He's out of his cage. He's going to make a shot. It's too high. Oh, it's too high. Tendy came out of the cage, but no goal. Sometimes you get a bit too excited and you can't finish it. Wow. My goodness. Just whiffed it like the Mavericks whiffed Luka Doncic. And that situation, I had to say it. Off the pads now, Arredondo. Back around with Arredondo. Trading Luka Doncic is like if Rutgers just randomly traded Jamie Zimmerman for no reason. I will say. Lynn working it. In a way, back in the corner. And the Scarlet Knights trying to get this out of their zone. Rutgers has taken 39 shots already in this game, as Rodriguez has to squeeze with 6:39. So Rutgers, at their current pace, will be well over 50 shots in this game. I mean, they might approach 60 at this pace if they lay it on a bit more in this second period, but that has just been impressive. Now, almost 40 shots taken. It's already 2-1. 39-26 again, the shot total. Stony Brook hasn't had to take too many shots to win games this season, but they are getting, it is quite a large margin right now, but the goal line, not. Still a very close game and a very contested one at that. Although it, if you kind of look back at the film, it maybe should have been 3-1 as Rodriguez will glove this down. Maybe should have been 3-1 after that. Wide open net was unable to be finished. That wide open net chance, unable to be finished. Face-off will go to the left of Rodriguez. Edmonds will center for Stony Brook. Brachia was trying to get it back to Brachia. They couldn't do so. Is now Gianco back on for the Scarlet Knights, and this sits with Edmonds. Edmonds top line on for Stony Brook. Edmonds with a shot goes off of Rodriguez. Richardson trying to fight for it. The big body Richardson. A good comparison to him is probably Ivan Patapovich. This one sits back and gets to Richardson. Now in the corner. Back up the top. There's a chance. Brachia couldn't finish the job. Rodriguez comes out trying to cover. And there he does cover as he puts the oven mitt down. Puts the lid back on the pot, and we'll get another face-off with a 2-1 situation. Net was dislodged slightly, but it looks all good. Get a couple changes as well for the Scarlet Knights. We'll get Hogan, Angrishan, Daly, Arredondo, Dankowski, and obviously still Aaron Rodriguez in the net. It was interesting that the Scarlet Knights were willing to allow Rodriguez. That player falls down, no penalty. That was clean. All good. Angra sends us the other way. Kind of expected that Corbin Divenuto would get the start tonight. He's had a fantastic season. He's a 4-2-1 record. Obviously, you want your best netminder. That's proven to be Aaron Rodriguez in these moments, but he's looked strong despite playing just yesterday. They get a ton of time as well to rest up. Hogan with it. Now it's back with Arredondo. Arredondo's got to send it. A great way to dive down and get rid of that puck. Jack Mancini. Gerstein makes his pass. Trying to find somewhere to go. Hogan's trying to get rid of it. He takes a big body from Mancini. Daly will get rid of this one. Guadagno came out. That was dangerous. He thought it was going to bounce towards him. It bounced the other way, though. Dankowski with it. Patapovich. Holding, trying to find Hogan. Gets it onto Hogan's stick. Hogan works back around near the point. Hogan looking, sends a shot. It goes off of Guadagno. Angris sends it out in front. Two players out for Stony Brook to clean that play up. And now another chance, and Hogan can't get that in. Off of the pads yet again, trying to put even more pressure on this netminder, Guadagno. Hogan. Back around. Another chance. Went behind Guadagno, and he has to save that. Didn't realize he had to save it, and they get pushing from Mancini as Angris just skates away. As it says right now, it says 42 shots for Rutgers, and that is an absurd line as we still have 4 minutes left. 4:07 to be exact in period number 2. Again, still another game tonight. Rutgers D1 takes on TCNJ in a rematch. They played 2 days ago. 2-1 overtime winner from Connor Reagan. Scarlet Knights looking to continue to hold on to that 4th place spot as they approach the postseason rapidly. So a big game as well. Again, we're hoping that everything works out setup-wise because we have to go back across the other rink and set up our equipment. So if there's any delay, we will again let you know. But we should, if we're able to get out of here on time and that game starts maybe a little less on time, we'll be good. But we'll let you know if anything goes wrong as Jamie Zimmerman crossing the blue line. Looking, Zimmerman drives inside. That one off the post. Rutgers has had a lot of close moments in this game. Rieger trying to wind in. Rieger sends another one, and that goes high. I mean, Rutgers has sent enough shots to have a lot more goals than 2. Stony Brook still very much in this game, but they are just allowing shot after shot. The Seawolves have 30 to their own right, but 44 with 3:27 at the end of, as we approach the end of the second period. That is a lot. Just offense galore. They won't let the change happen for the Seawolves. Another shot, and that will add to the total again. But another save, as that one was with Hoppler before. Great pass, but the finish can't get there with Rieger. Hoppler trying to work this back to a teammate. That one gets dumped back in. It goes off the back of the net. And Rutgers will just get back on defense. And now they'll apply the pressure with Kittigrad. Trying to cause a disruption. Now a chance out in front and a big-time save. What a save from Nick Guadagno. My goodness, he's played great today. What a body down into the boards. Thought they might have called something on that one, and they did. That's why I wasn't trying to hype it up too much. Yeah, they call a penalty on that one. A lot of oohs and ahs. That was a lot into the board, so there will be a penalty, and I'd imagine that'll be a boarding call. 2:41 as Rutgers has a realistic chance to get 50 shots in 2 periods, which would be nuts. Face-off will go to Rodriguez's right, who has not had to face 46 shots tonight. Nick Guadagno, 44 saves on the day for him. Avery Acuna, now this one sits behind the net, and this gets forced back into the neutral zone. So no penalty. I thought they called something there, but they didn't. They waved it off. So my bad. So even strength it will remain. Thought they might have called the boarding on that, so that was a great body. They'll say it's all clean. Hoppler gets his pocket picked. This one sits over across the blue line. Duan looking. And this one goes off again. Rodriguez out in front. That's just wide. My goodness. Mancini. 2 minutes left to go in the second period. Out in front, Rodriguez makes a great save on the slide. Rodriguez, the Howell, New Jersey native, stepping up when his team needs it. And again, you kind of want to imagine that this game was a lot less close than it actually is, but it's still a 2-1 hockey game, despite the 46 shots that Rutgers has taken. They've just been crashing the net. And it's produced a very good number in the shot total, but has not produced the goals that you'd want to get out of enough shots, an amount of shots like that. Rocco, as this one gets poked down, Rocco trying to find some offense. Just goes past Richardson. Stony Brook Seawolves at the top now. There's Martin, sends it in. Morotek scored a breakaway in the last game. Morotek winding in. And can't get a shot off as Morotek gets pushed down. Mancini makes a move, winds in. Dankowski with tough defense. This one gets worked back. Trying to make a pass, but it goes over towards the Seawolf. It goes off of the pads of Rodriguez. Now a rebound chance from Richardson. Just goes too far. And just over a minute left to go here in period number 2. Back over with Richardson. Richardson looking. Richardson finds a pass. Now a chance out in front. There's a shot. Great way to dive down. Egan takes the damage and just goes wide again. A lot of chances for Stony Brook. A lot of chances for both of these teams in this second period, but not a lot of offense to come out of it. Martin back at it in the neutral zone now. Dankowski will just rip it away. Morotek. He's got Angris with him. Morotek gets it taken away, but Angris has it now. Angris trying to get past the defender. Great way for Martin to work through it. Edmonds. Now 34 seconds left in the second period. Patapovic. Richardson plays well on him, though. Richardson takes a body from Patapovic. Stays in the corner now with just over 20 seconds left to go. Hogan crosses the neutral zone, and he'll dump this in as Rutgers will try to create one more dump chance. This one lofted. Arredondo comes on quickly with some fresh legs. Patapovic has to fielded himself. This one just goes off a diagonal, so another shot to end it with 1 second left. And that will expire period number 2. 47 shots in this game from Rutgers, so that's a 27-shot period from the Scarlet Knights. What an offensive performance. Wow, goals from Zimmerman and Pankey to start this one out, and Rocco responded to the Pankey goal about 4 seconds after. It was so quick. So 3 goals in that period, and we've got a hockey game, folks. Do not go anywhere here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting, but we will be right back for the 3rd period of action. Hello and welcome back to Rutgers Scarlet Knight Hockey here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. I'm John McCooch, here for you for the adventure between Stony Brook and Rutgers. Number 10, Stony Brook down 2-1 to number 3, Rutgers, and the Scarlet Knights 16-5-1 on the year, taking on Stony Brook 13-4-0. 2-1 goals coming from Dominic Pankey and Jamie Zimmerman off of a great pass from Christian Hopler. Michael Rocco responded to the Pankey goal just moments after, seconds after, really, after the Pankey goal. So Stony Brook was able to respond, keep this a 2-1 game. Shot total 47-32 in favor of the Scarlet Knights. So they've got a lot ahead of them. They've got a lot to work with. They've got a lot of offense going. But so far, it hasn't led to a ton of goals. It's only led to 2 goals. So 47 shots, it's great. Sorry, I sneezed. It's led to only 2 goals this season, this game. But Rutgers has shown that they can produce offense, and a lot of the time when you just keep going at it, you will be rewarded one day. I hope someone typed in the chat, bless you, maybe. That would have been funny. But we're about to be back here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting, Stony Brook and Rutgers. And again, Rutgers can clinch the ECHC with a win tonight against Stony Brook, and they're 20 minutes away with a lead of claiming that title in the regular season. Obviously, there's still a conference tournament and all that great stuff. But a regular season title isn't too bad either, as Stony Brook gets back onto the ice, and the netminder Nick Guadagno with 45 saves already through 2 periods, and he is shaping up to have a fantastic outing. He's just hoping that his Stony Brook offense can provide him a tad more support, and also his defense. They've given up 47 shots already. You have to imagine that Stony Brook, when it comes to looking at it defensively, wants to work with a bit more pressure. They have allowed Rutgers to just stay in the zone. I mean, to give Stony Brook credit, they've also put up 32 shots of their own, so it's just been shots galore. What's that, 79 shots total in this game? If I can do math correctly, I believe so. A lot of shots and only 3 goals. Just hasn't led to much in this game as both teams sit on their benches and await the final 20 minutes of hockey here from ProSkate Ice Arena in South Brunswick, New Jersey on Breakout Sports Broadcasting, as we are here for a good one. You got a great finish if you chose to tune in. Thank you so much for sticking around with us. I'm John McCooch, here with you for this one as the Scarlet Knights trying to clinch an ECHC regular season title. They are in the Silver Division. AAU, a top 3 team, the Scarlet Knights, taking on number 10, Stony Brook. 20 minutes to decide which team deserves to remain above each other. Which team will move up? Which team will move down? These are the games that decide it when you talk about seeding at Nationals. Both teams with a ton to play for, and we're off here as Rieger, now Zimmerman, called it offside, and they do. Again, Rieger has shown he can be effective against Stony Brook. He's had a great year. Great year last year as a rookie. Had a hat trick against Stony Brook in last season's game. Hasn't put up a goal just yet. Scarlet Knights hoping that may change and have a chance to. They were waiting for Zimmerman to get going and Rieger to get going as well when it comes to goal scoring. This is a team that's just an offensive juggernaut, can score a ton of goals at will. Richardson looks, sends a shot. It goes off of Rodriguez, and it gets behind the cage as that one gets dislodged. So we will reset here in this one. Rutgers and Stony Brook. We've had the penalties. We've had a lot of moments in this game. But again, 3 of those 3 goals that we have so far in this game came in that period, the second period. There were no goals in the first period. Shot is wide. Rodriguez sticks it over. This one over with Mirotek, and Mirotek has it himself, but he sends it a bit too far in front of him. And Stony Brook able to corral, but an interesting break for this squad. This one dumped into the corner, and with that goal. Zimmerman gets his 40th point of the year, a big number for him. Top 15 guy in all of AAU. Chance over, maybe, no, just behind. Now Morotek looking for somewhere to go now. Morotek out behind the cage. Back over at the point, Arredondo now in the corner. Arredondo at the point, there's a shot, can it go in? Yes, it does! The Scarlet Knights take a 2-goal advantage, and that's Pankey's second of the night. Dominic Pankey on the rebound, and the Scarlet Knights with an early goal at about the same time they scored at first in the second period. They scored 2 quick ones and a huge moment for Rutgers. They scored this with 18:26. Pankey scored a goal with 18:22 in the second period. So Pankey just loves the 18:20s, I guess. It's his favorite time to score. Second goal of the year, 11th on the season. Or second goal of the game, 11th on the year. Pankey now at 19 points on the season, so point number 19 for number 19. 18:05 left in this third period of play. Arredondo has it back at the point now, as Rutgers now in a position where you can kind of metaphorically run the ball, just try to hold on to puck possession and a big body in the corner. You have that 2-goal lead. Just make sure you don't allow Stony Brook to get opportunities, and they've done a good job of that. So they score on the 49th shot of the game as they quickly approach 50 shots total here in this one. Back in the right corner. In the neutral zone with Lynn. Lynn crossing in. Downs. Back with it behind. Hallisey gets that one from Patapovic. Gets it taken back by Patapovic. And Patapovic will ice the puck with 17:13 left in period number 3. Then we got a Rutgers D1 game after this. They'll take on TCNJ. And the last time those two teams played, it was 2 days ago. And it was an outstanding game of hockey. So we expect more of the same. We've got to bring our equipment over to the other rink across, so it may be a bit of a hassle if we get a bit delayed. We apologize, but we should be all good. There's another game going on across in the rink. Richardson sends one that goes high. There's a lot of games going on here at ProSkate Ice Arena in South Brunswick, a very active rink. Place does a lot of business, and it shows that there's a ton of hockey to play in the state of New Jersey. Best thing about what we've seen on Breakout Sports Broadcasting, we get a chance to kind of follow the growth of the game in this area, and it has been growing since at least I've been a part of it. It's been fun to watch the game of hockey in the Northeast continue to grow, especially at this level. Remember, club hockey is college hockey. Dankowski within the neutral zone. Over with Rieger. Rieger. That one goes offline. Richardson has it at the circle. Now a chance. High slot. Poked out. Rocco. Michael Rocco now back at the point. And that one's poked out. Hopler's got to lead his man and can't do it enough. Offside. And then netminer's taken down. Zimmerman trying to find the puck. Guadagno falls down. Gets right back up to his skates. As Hopler trying to make something happen. Hopler gets his pocket picked. And that one stick down. They'll go high stick. They'll wave that off since Stony Brook got it right back. Hopler trying to weave, trying to dangle. Gets past his man, but the puck's too far. And Mancini be with it. Looking over, gets it back. Near the point now. And a great piece of defense from Gavin Rieger. We talk about his offense, but his defense has been great. He finds Zimmerman. Zimmerman sends it. That one is wide, just a bit outside. Now back with Inouye, gets it to Rieger. Rieger gets it on, and Gavin Rieger trying to look, trying to find a teammate, can't do so. That one gets lifted, and they've got a chance, makes a move, and another great piece of defensive work for these Scarlet Knights. Tim Downs with that one. This Rutgers defense has been outstanding. Big push towards Rieger. 15-14 left in period number 3. Mancini has it behind the cage. And Stony Brook just trying to set something up. It's not at that point yet, but it's getting close to the conversation about it getting a bit late early. Stony Brook not in desperation time, but they are down 2 goals with about 14:50 left. As they work it back to the point, it gets back to the neutral zone and they go offside. 14:45 left in this game. Still not that they haven't found that 50th shot yet. As again, you slow things down when you go up 2 goals in this kind of situation. Trying to figure this out. Face off near the bench of Rutgers. Gianco centers it, and it goes back into the neutral zone now as Patapovic trying to weave. Barker looking for somewhere to go with this one. Smythe gets his shot poked down, and Guadagno's got to come out and just flick it as much as he can. At the point with Downs now. Downs, that one gets tipped. Gianco falling down, back with Cherney. Cherney sticking. Patapovic, that one goes hard off the pads, and Downs will get back on defense. Unsuccessful, though, for that Stony Brook potential opportunity. Gianco gets that puck poked out away. Gianco sent it, and it went off the pads. So Guadagno's able to handle it. Well over 50 shots now with the Scarlet Knights. Great pass behind him, winding through, looking away. There's a shot, no. Goes off of Rodriguez again. Gianco. Gianco's got it. Egan's got to slow down, and this one is dumped. Back into the right corner. Couple changes coming on for both of these teams. As they work with the lines here, Brachia gets past Stankowski, but doesn't get a shot, as Stankowski will just carry this off the boardings. Morotek trying to work. Panky now with Morotek. He touches it on his stick. Cam Egan to his right. And Egan now with the puck. Sends it down, and that one is held on to by Stony Brook. There's Lynn with it near the bench. And he crosses into the point. He'll send a ripper, and Rodriguez able to collect. And he will squeeze and hold on. With a 5'9 netminder, will keep this 3-1 with 12:59 left in the final period of play. Face-off will go to his left. Hogan wins the face-off. Angris able to go the other way with it. Was ready for it. Arredondo looking, gets it back over towards Angris. Angris takes a body. And now it goes the other way with Mancini. Mancini, in a way, is able to get rid of it. But they try to clear. And now Hogan with it for the Scarlet Knights. That one lofted. Goes past the stick of Smith. Angris pushes him away. And there's a scrum for this puck as it just sits and is now taken back and is on the point with Arredondo as he'll dump this down. No Scarlet Knight there on the right side, so Stony Brook will take things slow. Here with 12:15 left to go in the third period of play. Inouye with it at the point, sends a ripper, goes off a body, and back into the corner. Trying to work this into the slot, can't do so, and this will get dumped in Stony Brook. Also no penalties in this period, by the way, for Stony Brook, and they get a platoon swap. They get a change on. Angris looking, sends a shot glove by Guadagno. And Stony Brook, for what's going on, they counted as a shot. They've been counting a lot of shots. But it will officially go down as 53 shots for Rutgers. So a big-time night for the offensive firepower of the Scarlet Knights. Whether that shot total is inflated or not, that is not my place to say. Patapovic at the point. That one goes off Rocco. Zimmerman trying to find some kind of room, and Zimmerman sends it over. Almost a great pass to Rieger. Flick back behind him, but he gets it taken away. And big collision over in the circle. Hoppler with it just outside of the other circle. Hoppler looking, already has an assist today. Sends it in front. Rieger can't get it on the backhand. And that's just too far again of Rocco, but Rocco chasing hard. Trying to get Stony Brook some offense. They have not really been in the offensive zone much at all in this third period. Day. Over towards the other point with Edmonds. Edmonds looking. Back with Brachia. Now a great play by the Stony Brook Seawolves, and they score! Michael Rocco! They cut the lead to 1 now. 3-2 is your score as Michael Rocco gets a goal. Saw him do that a lot in the JPL. A phenomenal play by Stony Brook, and they have cut this lead to 1 with 11:03 left in period number 2. 54 shots by Rutgers, 36 by Stony Brook, and the 36th one leading to a Michael Rocco goal. So it was getting late early, but now Stony Brook has bought themselves a ton of time for a realistic comeback chance. And now Rutgers kind of has to get back into that mode of still looking to get another goal now. They can't really run the ball anymore. Penke sends a shot. It goes off of the padding, and that will go out of play. So the clock, still Stony Brook's friend, still Rutgers' friend. It's still a friendly thing, but the clock can quickly become your enemy. We're still ways away from that with 10:40 left to go in the third period. That one goes off and just off the pads of Guadagno. And Guadagno, well over 50 saves now for him. This one taken back by Stony Brook. Here comes Sorkin in the circle, sends a ripper, and it's just too high. And goes out the other way. Sean Duan, holding on to it, bounces off the boards, and Duan gets flown back the other way. Now Egan working, sends a backhanded chance. That one's wide. Off the skates now. And the Scarlet Knights take it back away. A backhanded opportunity. Now goes back forehand with Marotek, and that is gloved again by Guadagno. And Guadagno has just made save after save, wave after wave tonight for his Stony Brook Seawolves. And Marotek slams a stick again, frustrated with missing that chance. Has his hands on his head again. And the thing about Ryan Marotek is the last time that he ran into that situation where he was frustrated and made a mistake, he came right back onto the ice in the following period and scored. And if he can do it again, that would be a fantastic story to tell. Kittigrad gets it back over with Brachia. Brachia working into the circle now, looking for a chance. Can't find him just yet. Brachia has it, still has it, working back, tried to find high slot. It goes back into the neutral zone, and Burde will get this over towards the Stony Brook bench, and Lynn too far from his branch. Into the corner. Hallisey gets bodied in, and Inoue tries to get this puck moving for the Scarlet Knights, and a big body into the boards again. Again, not a super chippy game. We had a bit of a brawl. We have had 2 players get ejected with Ryan Weinman and Daniel Wright, as that one will be whistled off. Looks like big mistake. 3-2 is still your score. And we'll see how they swap this out. .9:19 in the third period. Face-off will be pretty close to us, right on the near side. Zimmerman takes his puck back away, works to his left, trying to backhand to his right, then gets back right out and couldn't find a way to go. Lynn tried to get that back in front of him, couldn't do it. Zimmerman gets past the blue line, makes a pass over towards Rieger. Rieger sends a ripper, and a great glove save by Nick Guadagno. The leather has been flashed a ton. Think you'd have a hole ripped through that glove by now, but he's kept making glove saves, and it's been fun to watch. But if you're Guadagno, I'm sure you're hoping that your offense can reward your performance. A 54-save night for him. You'd hate to see it in a loss if you're Stony Brook, and especially if you're Guadagno. We're looking at the record. Hoppler has it now. Back over at the point, though. Now in the circle. There's a ripper. Another save from Guadagno as it goes off of his upper body. Christian Hoppler trying to weave, trying to work. Can't do it. This one gets back, and it goes and dumped into the corner with Rieger now. Rieger gets it over to Hoppler, and it just bounces off of his stick. And Stony Brook trying to work with numbers here. And Acuna will collect this one as Stony Brook cannot set that up enough. Just too far of Rieger. And Burdett with it just in his own circle. Center ice, now back to it. Richardson taking some tough pressure from Zimmerman. Still no penalties in this period as well. It's been a clean-cut period for both of these teams. Been great to watch. And Rocco gets slammed into the boards. Wow! That was tough. A tough play. Clean at that, but wow. Big slam into the boards. Rieger bounces this one off, looking for Inouye, finds him. Hoppler to his left. Inouye works back to his right. This one sent away. It's tipped and into the netting, out of play with 7:41. 55 shots in this one. 3 goals for the Scarlet Knights. 37 shots for Stony Brook, 2 goals themselves. So Rutgers will approach 60 shots at some point in this game, which is a wild number to see. Burdett. Is over by Brachia. Pankey with Morotek. Morotek looking. Now a chance over. Morotek to his right, trying to stuff this back in. Guadagno has made a save, made another save, and Guadagno keeps clearing it. Rutgers has hit 60 shots. Dankowski now sends this almost tipped in by the Scarlet Knights and Cam Egan. Great move to clear that away. And the Stony Brook Seawolves still needing a game-tying goal, trying to work here. Sorkin gets that one taken away, but Sorkin has it right back. Pankey tried to dive, and now it's past the blue line. This offense trying to work. There's a shot outside the circle. Rodriguez gets on it. Under 7 minutes to go now. 60 shots for the Scarlet Knights. So it seems that Rutgers scores every 20 shots. Which is a tough rate. But so far it's worked, and so far it's given them the lead. Stuffing as many shots as possible in. And now taken back the other way. Arredondo, he's got a man with him. Arredondo sends a shot, another save. No! It goes past him! It goes past Guadagno, and they score! And the Scarlet Knights go up by 2. Arredondo gets a goal. Brian Arredondo, his second goal of the season, comes in a huge moment as Rutgers looking to clinch the ECHC. A regular season title approaches the Scarlet Knights with 6:45 on a huge goal. It looked like Guadagno had it, but it just went past him, and now he's out of his cage again, but nothing set up. Guadagno had that save, and now it's getting late for Stony Brook. With 6:30. They'll need a big scoring push in the final 6.5 minutes if they want to win this game and if they want to stay alive in the ECHC in terms of the regular season title. Cherney loses this puck behind him, and they're looking for that start. There's a slapper. Mancini can't get that one on net. Martin back with it, takes a body, and Tim Downs holding on. Inouye sends it down all the way down. Switch coming on for Scarlet Knights. Tim Downs lays a body. Scarlet Knights playing physical late in this hockey game. 5:45 left in the period of regulation. Hogan takes a tough hit. Worked back to the point by Stony Brook. Rodriguez able to pick it up and put him down. 5:36. 61 shots, my goodness. And a big platoon swap coming on for both of these teams. We'll get a big line change in the top line coming out for the Scarlet Knights. Hoppler, Patapovich, Rieger, Zimmerman. All on the ice with Dankowski looking to protect their netminder, Aaron Rodriguez, in the final 5:30. Near the boards. Sends it in. No shot on net. Richardson back with it. Now sends it to the point. There's a shot. It's wide. Dan Burdett with it. Trying to bounce this out. Right inside the circle. There's another rip. And that one can't stay on net. Rutgers again playing great defense today. And they will opt for the icing. 5:01 here in this hockey game between Stony Brook and Rutgers. What a moment here in this one. Stony Brook in desperate need of a goal as soon as possible. Rutgers trying to hold on for a title. And also a big game for their own redemption after a big loss to Rowan. Had they won that game against Rowan, they'd be making a realistic push for #1 of the whole nation in terms of the national rankings. While it'll be tough to get ranked ahead of Columbia, taking down #7 and #10 would probably have gotten the Scarlet Knights there. That one goes off Rieger hard. Now handed down back at the point. Looking over Edmonds. Edmonds looking for somewhere to go. No one's able to get it. Just goes past. They keep it on side, though. There's a ripper, and Rodriguez puts it down. Trying to clear this puck now. Rieger with it. Rieger trying to get this puck away. Can't do it just yet. Goes through the legs. Hoppler, one to beat. Hoppler with a backhand chance and a great save from him. Nick Guadagno able to make the save, and Hoppler almost had it there. Player falls down, and Acuna will collect. As we go under 4 minutes now. Stony Brook in desperate need of a goal. A chance. Jamie Zimmerman. One to beat. There's a chance. There's a shot. Another save from Guadagno. He has been dynamite. Richardson feeding in front. Rodriguez on the pad save. Stony Brook behind the net. Trying to work through. And a lot of Scarlet Knights able to get there. Rodriguez tried to glove it. Couldn't contain it. Into the circle now. Trying to find somewhere to go. Can't. Patapovic. Another great defensive play from Ivan Patapovic. Rodriguez has it behind the net. Just has to get rid of it. Almost dangerous. And Rieger bounces it off. Trying to work through. And Patapovic chases this puck as hard as he can. Martin. Back with it. And again, Stony Brook in need of a goal as we go under 3 minutes left in regulation. Duan trying to look. Gets that one taken away. And Stony Brook has not found their offense when they need to right now. Brachia bounced off. Duan looking. Trying to survey. Back near the point. Out with Martin now. Martin sends one. It goes off of Egan. Rotek pushes a man. But it's back with Stony Brook. Stony Brook looking towards it into the circle. Goes off of his skates. Looks like Egan again. Getting it off of his skates. Patapovic will just send his rips it right towards the net. Wow. Guadagno in danger zone. Almost a weird goal. Gerstein. Again, he scored the overtime winner in the last game between these two teams. Will he have another moment in him? Rutgers back with it. Approaching 2 minutes to go. Here in the third period, Rutgers trying to hold on for an ECHC title. Rotek winding through, looking for another redemption moment. Egan with a shot. It's saved by Guadagno. We're back out in front, trying to stuff this one in. Guadagno goes on his back, and he's got it. And a save. 61 saves for Nick Guadagno. 144 is left in the third period. Tim Downs. 137 now remain. Cherney is back around. Cherney out in front. Guadagno back on it again. We'll see what the final save total ends up being. Could have been a couple of shots off the post, but we'll see. For Guadagno, but now back with Guadagno again. He's got to get off his pads again. Richardson takes a body, 115, and now it's really getting late. You got to think about, they haven't had clean offense enough to pull the goaltender, but you might have to do it now. Now that you've got it, it's just desperation time for Stony Brook. 1:03 left as we go under a minute now. 1 minute remaining in the period as Stony Brook trying to stay alive in the ECHC. Rutgers 50 seconds away from claiming a title in the ECHC. Empty net now for Stony Brook as they try to work slow. Richardson, Cherney defending, making it difficult for Richardson. Richardson right in front of the empty cage. And they've got to get down the ice at some point. You can't worry about the empty net goal if you can't get down the ice and try to get a shot. 3 players back down the other way, 23 seconds. They'll need a miracle now to tie this thing up. Hoppler out in front. Mancini, Inaway, back with it. Inaway sends it towards the empty net, and he scores! What a shot for the red line! Kai Inaway ices the game. And the Scarlet Knights can chase the regular season title. Inaway's 9th of the year comes by the way of empty net, his 20th point of the season. Went through a couple defenders on the red line. 68 shots for the Scarlet Knights. Offensive firepower. This is real firepower for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. And it will lead to a conference title in the regular season. As Rutgers finishes the job, they are ECHC regular season champions, but that'll do it from Red God Sports Broadcasting. We got to go to the other rink for D1. Stick around. That'll do it for BSB. 5-2 final score. We'll see you another time in a couple seconds.